A game like this, especially once you go down to 10 men, Brooks, you made a huge stop. Again, I think it was the 37th minute, another, as I like to call them, another two-pointer. And then Collin, your tackles, recoveries, all the things, and that experience comes into play of like, this is one of those games that's going to get scrappy once the sending off happens. Just talk about the mentality of this type of a game where it's like a point is so crucial and you get a guy sent off at the beginning of the second half.
Yeah, I think you just need to keep the guys together and keep everybody on the same page and make it as simple as possible. We dig deep, we stick our chests out, and we do the dirty work, and we're going to get something out of it if we do that.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. In the back line, it's really a lot about communication, keeping that line together. We did a really good job of that, box defending. All their chances in the second half were shots outside the box or contested headers. So super happy with the back line, and they helped me a lot.
It was kind of, I guess, an easy one for you, blank sheet. How much pride do you take in that when you're able to post them?
It's good. It's a good feeling. We almost had one in Omaha, or playing Omaha. We got that taken away. That hurt. Feels really good to get it out of here with the clean sheet and a point. But, yeah.
Can both of you guys talk about just the three-match homestand in general? You guys come away with 7 points, improve your place in the standings. How important was this homestand really just for you guys to kind of launch back into the playoff picture and just moving forward with the season? You guys have a difficult schedule.
Yeah, I think it was great. I think it's important for us to collect points at home. We want to make this place as difficult as possible to play at for other teams, and I think we did that, so we're very happy.
Agree 100%. I mean, it's great having all the fans behind our backs here. It makes a big difference in my opinion. Did what we had to do. Got out with 7 points, so we're pretty happy.
You took an injury a month and a half ago, I want to say, and it took you a minute to get back into like the regular starting 11. I think you were playing into fitness a little bit, but what does it mean to you with your experience to come into this team and to have this final run of games where the playoffs are almost secure if you can get a couple more wins? Like, how have you approached the game as far as like your teammates and this expansion club and USL's League One?
Yeah, I mean, I just want to be as helpful to the guys around me as I can. I think I want to make the job for everybody easier, and that's what I'm here for. I want to win balls and give it to the guys in front of me. I'm not going to make anything crazy happen, but I want to do that work for them and make it easier for everybody. And if I keep doing that, I'm just doing my job.
From either you guys or both of you, if you'd like to answer it, just kind of more on the defense. So what'd you like from that kind of group effort, especially when you go down a man? It seemed like you were able to still clamp down and keep them off the board.
Just like the perseverance from the guys. I mean, everybody's picking up some extra work when you're down a guy. So everybody's working harder. So I'm just super proud of the group.
Yeah, Coach, just talk about the homestand in general, not just focusing on this match. You guys play 3 different matches, take away 7 points, really improve your standing on the table. I know you said last week that you don't totally look at the table really too much from day to day, but what does it mean to you guys just to put yourself in a good position, especially heading forward in the schedule where things get pretty difficult, especially on the road?
Yeah, you've got to look at the whole picture holistically and where we're at right now in the season. The season typically goes in waves. We started off like this, we had a little bit of a dip, and the teams who can get out of that dip quickly tend to be the ones who push themselves forward and put themselves in the mix at the end of the season. So the fact that we've used this three-game home stretch positively to get points out of every single game, it was absolutely huge for us to get kind of out of that little up and down dip we were in. So now we're on the up at the right time, being at home, but we've now got to use the lessons we've learned from the 3 games we played at home, 3 very different games, very different scenarios, and then take that on the road and make sure that we, apply those lessons on the road too, and of course come out with the wins.
What do you like about your team's offensive star? Seem to be controlling possession and creating some chances. What would you like about the chances you were able to create, and are there any that stand out right now as like, hey, I wish we could have had that one back? No,
I think the start of the game says where the group's are right now. They're feeling confident, they're feeling good about themselves. The attacking side of the game is something after the last 2 games that we needed to push forward in and raise the bar a little bit, so we did that. The guys didn't unfortunately reward themselves with a goal. They had good chances, but it didn't come. It's football. But they started to get more momentum. They started to problem solve, get a hold of the game a little bit, balance things out. And then of course what happened in the second half, and then it becomes a grind to get through the game and find a counter attack, or at least just see the game out. So the guys were excellent tonight.
Great tempo in the first half. Team was pressing, they were winning the ball back, the recoveries were there, opportunities were there. So to come out in the second half and see that red card that I was not very far away, I have no idea what happened. Do you have any idea what happened in that moment?
It's hard to see. There's so many arms, people, so it's really difficult to see. I mean, I did see one Tormenta player with very high arms, and yeah, so the fact that we got a guy sent off and they got basically nothing doesn't make much sense to me, but we'll review the footage, and anything that was missed we'll be sending it to the league. So
yeah, okay. And given that, are you happy with the point?
Never happy with the point, no. I think that we should have really took advantage of that momentum we had in the first half. We never, but that's football. Like I say, we've had those moments in the past 2 games and took them, so it usually balances itself out over time. But the defensive display again was absolutely top under the circumstances, to withstand the pressure and find the right players to defend, understand the right players to leave with the ball in the right moments was key, and the guys did a really good job of that.
How do you feel like strategy changes when you go down a guy kind of that early, especially in the second half? Do you feel like you're pressing less? How do you compensate for being down one guy?
Yeah, there's a couple of different ways you can do it. You can change formation completely and go to, for example, a back 4. So you've got an extra guy higher up the field, so now you can get pressure higher up the field. With us playing in the system we do, all the guys know how to play these formations, but we train this formation that we have every day. So the guys understand each other's roles and responsibilities within that. So if you change that formation and disrupt those relationships within the right side, the left side, the central areas, it just starts. It takes 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes for those 2 guys to figure it out, but it takes a second to score a goal. So for us, it was more about trying to stay as close to our formation as possible. Obviously, removing a guy from the high line, adding an extra guy in the midfield, and just defending a little bit deeper and finding the right moments to apply the pressure in the wide areas. So the guys adjusted really well. They threw everything at us, but the main thing for us was letting their centre backs make the game from deeper areas, and then we defend the box. But anything high and wide, anything central, we defend as normal. Yeah, and they did a really good job and executed.
I keep calling out Brooks for his 2-point saves. He had another one in the 37th minute. Can you talk a little bit about Brooks and the importance of some of these just incredibly important and world-class saves that he's making these games?
Yeah, it's huge. Listen, without him in goals, these results that we've had recently are going to be very, very different. So he's been huge in the right moments for us, and when we need him most. We're under pressure, we're sitting deep, we're getting sprayed with shots, player down. It's every man up, ready to defend. Hopefully it never gets to Brooks, that's always the plan, but sometimes it does, and he's been ready in the right moments.
It's Madison and Omaha coming up. I had to make sure I double check the schedule. A couple of the more formidable teams in League One. What's going to be the mentality and the approach going on the road for those games?
We've just come off a 7-point 3-game stretch, and the guys are confident, and I think we saw that in the start of the game today. Very difficult teams that we're going against, but we know that we can perform against Omaha. We've already shown it. A couple of mixed games there, but we've shown it, and Madison, we want to go out there and right our wrongs. So difficult places to go, but the boys are ready.
Big game for Brooks after the first appearance he made for the club to go to Madison and save.
Yeah,
that was an anomaly.
Yeah. Listen, I think it's football. There's so many ups and downs in the year, and we've had a nice little run at home. We've used it well, and now we've got to really put our pedal to the metal, get on the road, and try and come up with some results.
There was a moment there, I think we were in the 87th minute, and there was a throw-in, and the team was doing an exceptional job of killing off the clock to get that point. And I'm looking at you and I'm going, Leigh wants this point. Like that would be a great result right now, given the context. And you turn and you face the crowd and lift up your arms. Like, talk to me a little bit about the relationship with the crowd and how things are going there.
Yeah, well, first of all, I wanted 3 points, even with the 10 men. But yeah, it's difficult. The guys are defending, working really hard, getting a lot of pressure put on them, and it's hard work. Playing a man down is hard. People don't realise. So that's a moment there for us as a community, as a fan base, to understand that the guys need a little bit more of a lift, you know. So that moment there was more about me getting those fans, you know, riled up a little bit, just to help the guys and give the guys some energy to get through the last few minutes of the game there. And as always, the fans showed up.
And every time you do that, they respond. So I was sitting there going, I hope Coach does this more often. 'Cause hey, I could do whatever I want. They're not going to listen to me, but Coach turns around and does that, and they go crazy. So
yeah, timing is right. Timing is right. We've got to find it at the right moment for the guys to feel the energy. And that was a moment there where the guys needed a little bit of a lift, and it paid off.
Great stuff. Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.